Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is week 7 of the Taidong Tupperware tournament, and things are getting heated. We've got a big week coming up this week. But first, let's recap last week. We had a lot of good games, a lot of close games. Marky got away with the win over Brock by 35 points. Brock, I don't want to say anything too bad about you, seeing as you are my opponent, but this week, that is. But I think you need to shake things up in the lineup. Let's see some moves. Let's see some moves. I want you to trade with me. We had Doa came away with the win over Peter Nuttall in a close one. Masson beat Pete Fracassi, that is. That was an okay game if Pete would have started Brady, but unfortunately he did not. And Pete, I gotta say, what did you sit too close to Gerbs or something? Did he sneeze on you? It looks like you caught the injury bug. But we had Will and Gerbs in a pretty close game. I was happy to see the 49ers come out and shut it down and solidify the win for Will to beat my division rival Gerbs. I like to see that. I like to see my opponents suffering. Then we had Fahad and Drew's game, which I thought Drew won, and I was sitting pretty tied in the division, but who was it? Who had the stat correction?
Jay Cutler.
Jay Cutler. I kind of wish it was anybody but him. So, yeah, fuck that. But on another note, you owe me Arian Foster, so we'll work that out later in the season. I know I missed a big portion of his point scoring, but I want him. And then the last game was me and Ginger, and boy, was that a nail-biter for me. But I gotta say, watching Victor Cruz go down in the third quarter last week was sweet, like kissing your cousin. I liked it, but I felt bad that I liked it. So sorry for your loss, bud, but fuck you. I'm glad I won. Other news across the league this week, we had a big trade between Doa and Pete, which I had to swallow my tongue and say that I agree with the decision to allow the trade to go through, because Doa, that was a bad trade, man. If you wanted to get fucked, you should have called me first, man. You know I got that good dick. Come on. I want that. I want that breeze. I'm trying to feel the breeze. Anyway, Peter Nuttall, I think you're doing a good job with these videos, but I think you also need to loosen up on the grip of your players, or else you're going to be too stressed and you're going to get as bald as me, man. So let me get some of those players. I'm looking for LaShawn McCoy. Give me that. Give me that. Other news, Will, you've got a situation on your hand with CJ Spiller. You need to get him out of your running back 2, or 1, actually, I think is where he docks in the actual lineup, but there's no mistaking it. Fred Jackson is aging like fine wine, and CJ Spiller is aging like milk. So you got to get him out of there. Get him out of there. Yeah, but don't send him my way. Ooh, don't send. I don't want him. And that brings us into this week. We've got a couple good games, couple tight matchups. I'm nervous for my game down there at the bottom of the standings. Me versus Brock. Brock, I could put the nail in the coffin here this week if I were to beat you. That would be tough to overcome. But you're fielding an alright team. I'm a little bit worried about it. I'm going to move on to my game of the week. That is Pete Fracassi versus Ginger. I think this is a game we all should have our eyes on. I think this has big implications going forward based on who wins this. And I have to say, I think I have the edge on Ginger. I think he will come away with the win this week. Pete, you just got too many injuries right now, man. I don't know what you're going to do about it. But I'll give the honorable mention for that game of the week to Masson and Fahad. I think that's going to be another good one. It's going to be a high-scoring affair. I think that'll be a good game. That takes us into the upset of the week, where I think Peter Nutter will knock Marky out of his 6-0. And I might say that it will be sweet and it will be time. Man, look at this guy's roster. He's starting a lot of mediocre players. I don't know how he's 6-0. This guy's a sports management major, and his team's looking like the way it's looking.
6-0.
Gerbs, I would also like to call you out personally for not being here, seeing as I am in your home, and you're as present as you are in the league. That's right. Trade with me. Masson, I think you got to change Foles. I think that's the only downfall of your team. You're putting up a lot of points. Get rid of Foles.